Okay, welcome back, guys and girls, stackers, all the beautiful people of YouTube. We are going thrifting again. We are in the beautiful city of Scranton. Then we're going to Wilkes-Barre after this. Wilkes-Barre, last time I went, was really, really good. I was thinking about just going to Wilkes-Barre instead, thinking I might beat the crowd. But last time, I showed up an hour, 2 hours later, and there was all sorts of good stuff. So, decided that would be the route I take. We are at Dunkin Donuts, and so we're going to grab. Wow, it was a rainy morning, still raining. Going to grab ourselves a iced coffee. It's getting warmer out, so it's more doable, and a donut. All right, got the glorious Dunkin Donuts donut. This Jeep power move to park right next to me. I do like those little sidebar things. That tint is dark. I have pretty dark tint, but not that dark. But yeah, we're going thrifting. I'm going to skip Mount Pocono today. Mount Pocono is a really, really small thrift store. Not really small, but it's small compared to these other ones. And I think I lose out on other things at different thrift stores because I stop there instead and waste about 45 minutes. So yeah, we're going to skip that. But hopefully can find some cool things today. I know I went thrifting yesterday and there was just nothing. So let's get into it. Alright, so picked up a bunch of shirts. I'm going to have to look over these, make sure they're not stained or anything. Scranton, some other schools, LSU. I really like this sweatshirt. This is it's ripped there, but that's not a problem. It's definitely vintage. I expect to get 20 or 25, depending on how the Giants do this year for this sweatshirt. Very, very cool. I'd say it's probably like a men's small or men's medium. It probably was a men's large. These old sweatshirts always fit really weird, and they're always really shrunk. So, gotta figure out that, but it's $3. It's not on sale, but very happy with that. And a Federal bowl. It's like a mixing bowl. It's only 99 cents. It's a big size. I don't know. This really can't really do it justice, but this is also pretty cool. It is a vintage Penn State t-shirt. Very, very cool. So, good hauls so far. Over there, we'll look at the electronics quickly. These are really neat. Be a pain to ship them, but they're pretty neat. Alright, so this was my favorite. I actually like the My Ducks D3. That was my favorite movie of all time. I think it was actually the first movie I ever seen in a movie theater also. But what people do nowadays is they take out the VHS and they cut off the front and the back, and they make little like notebooks. It's very, very neat. I've seen it on Etsy. They only get like $7 or $8 a piece, but sometimes these VHSs are $1 each. These are 49 cents, so sometimes they're 4 for $1. And if you're someone who likes the vintage look, or you want your favorite movie, a lot of these VHSs are useless in terms of the resale market. As you see, they're only 50 cents. Some are worth money, some aren't. It's kind of like records and video games. 90% of what you're going to find, 95% is just not even worth $1. So they do repurpose them in a way, and they're really cool. Alright, it's kind of flooding out here. There's store number 2. See what treasures this place has. Just soaked my socks. It's miserable out here. The place has been treating me very, very well today. I haven't went through a t-shirts, but I got a lot of sweatshirts. And a lot of good ones. You have a baseball glove here. This looks like a youth size. It's like a Power Clothes. Might say Power Clothes on it. Band Fit Foam. I don't know. Mizuno used to do this thing where they cut out this little piece in their leather at the bottom, and it made it easier to break it in. You hear a lot about people who can't break in baseball gloves. I don't think this is a good model. Looks like a youth one. Usually youth gloves aren't worth much. Even new, they're like 35, 40 bucks, maybe 50 bucks. They're not, you know, 200. So, got a bunch of Hess trucks. Actually just sold this exact same one at the flea market last week. I think I got $2 for it. They want $4 here. I got a messed up cart here. Check out the golf clubs. So I have a couple times. You want the drivers, you want the wedges, and the putters if you're going to buy them individually. So Scotty Cameron putters are really, really good, like extremely good. And any new drivers, so these are like, this is a 3-wood, I think. But any of the new drivers, like the ones that come out, this is actually a really nice bag also. $10. Might have to look this bad boy up. It's got a lot of compartments. This kind of looks like plastic, so maybe it's not that good. Some golf bags also fetch 400, 500 bucks. Used like 200, 250. So don't be scared to get into that market if you guys are interested. If you guys order like the padded envelopes from the post office, I think you order like 60. They come in a box, and you can stack 2 boxes, and it'll fit perfectly for this. So to ship it, it's not that big of a problem. You just have to have a padded envelope box, which I probably have like 10 or 12 now, and I save them just for that. Or wood crates. They're good for wood crates, those boxes. All right, here we have a whole box of sports cards. This just looks like junk era stuff. Stuff isn't worth really anything, and I can tell you honestly for myself, I've burned probably 30 or 40 boxes worth this big of sports cards. What do they got? They got 13 bucks. Often at the auction, he usually has them. He has 2 boxes stacked up, and he sold a row, maybe I'd say 20 or 30 stacks. I think he got $10 for them. They just are not in demand anymore. And it's kind of like they're old enough where the people nowadays who would buy them, like for their kids, they don't know who these people are. So it's not even appealing to them. It's one thing if like the kids nowadays who want sports cards like know the players. It's another thing if they're like, you know, these guys are 45, 50 years old and they just have no clue who they are, who they played for, or anything like that. Lots and lots of board games. Lots of board games. Holy cow. And puzzles. Alright, so here's the haul portion of the day. Did pick up some glassware as well. I'm trying to experiment. So something like this, Tom Brady, I know he's kind of almost on his way out, I think, in terms of football. Don't know if it's going to be a hot seller come fall. This is a youth size, youth small, or like a kid small, so it is kind of different. I've always dealt a lot in adult and men's clothes in particular, so we're going to try some new things. I think you have to kind of want to experiment and branch outward if you want to. I know there's a lot of kids jerseys, and I'm not very familiar with if kids jerseys sell really well, but I know they're out there, and they're at every single thrift store. So we're going to try experiment with this, even though I have to wait until fall to sell it. And yeah, let's get through it. Obviously, this trip does take a little bit of time, and at the same time, it's also a really good trip. I know adding in the 2 other thrift stores now makes it worthwhile. So let's go through it. Lots of sweatshirts and a lot of football stuff. So let's go through this quickly. We got Tom Brady, a vintage Penn State, Virginia Tech. This is kind of cool. It's a United States soccer t-shirt. It's made by 47, which makes a lot of retro style t-shirts. Hogwarts, Brooklyn Beer, Pittsburgh. This nice University of Pittsburgh Ringer t-shirt. Picked up this Virginia Tech football jersey, so it's gotta wait until fall. This Yankees jersey, which they just put out. This is a vintage jersey. It's probably from the mid-90s. Doesn't have anyone on the back, but it's very, very cool. I've sold the same exact jersey a couple times for like 20, 25 bucks. This was $5. It wasn't on sale, but it was on the rack about to go out, which generally speaking is the best time to really find anything. It's fresh inventory. Another Penn State t-shirt. We got some filler LSU, Scranton University, Westchester, and then we go into the sweatshirts. So a lot of this stuff I got to keep till fall, but that's no problem. Pittsburgh, this awesome vintage Giants sweatshirt. Penn State, Minnesota, and another Minnesota. So this is another thing. At one of the thrift stores, they actually put the racks about to go out into like this little square area. So you can kind of see if there's any sweatshirts, t-shirts, or whatever about to go out, or if they're all just button-up t-shirts, or if they're women's clothes, or kids' clothes. They have all the racks all right there. You can't look at them, but you can kind of just see from the side if there's going to be any sweatshirts or whatever. So I decided to stick around because I saw, it was stacked up like this. So I saw two pieces, sweatshirts. I think there was a couple others, but they were just junk, about to go out. And I was like, you know what? I'll just wait until they put them out. Came out like 5-10 minutes later. Probably could have sat there all day because they kept on putting new racks and new racks into that little area, but can't be there all day. So yeah, I waited for these two sweatshirts. Definitely a good pickup. Boston Red Sox. These Nike crew neck sweatshirts are always good to sell. Vintage Dolphins, Marywood, Giants again, Cornell, Atlantic City, Tucker Upper. I'm pretty sure he's around there. Want that? That's a pretty cool sweatshirt. Missouri, Patriots, Michigan, William and Mary, Jeff Gordon, UCLA, another Steelers. So this guy stayed until football season. Penn State, more football stuff. Dan Marino, Chicago Bulls. Funny thing is, I just sold a Chicago Bulls sweatshirt this morning that was in gray. For some reason, they do move really slow. I think that if they're not doing so well, they're going to move slow. I used to think, because of Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, all those guys, they move really quickly. But sweatshirts for Bulls, it moves slow. Unless there's something crazy, they definitely move a little slow. Wildcats, Northwestern, another Penn State, Notre Dame, and another Giants sweatshirt. And to round it off, we have some glassware here. We have a Federal Bowl, a big mixing bowl, only 99 cents. Good buy there. Yeah, I might drop it. So yeah, it's only 99 cents. Great bowl. Federal logo on the bottom. And then we have this Delphite, I believe it's called Golden Grapes, 1960 or 1961 promotional bowl. It's Delphite. It's blue on the inside and a lighter color on the outside. This was $5. It was a little bit more expensive than usual in terms of picking up Pyrex and stuff like that, but I've only come across this bowl one other time in the wild. It was at Community Aid last year, and it was really beat up, and they wanted $4 with it being on sale for $4, so it was originally $8. This one is in really good shape, so I decided to pick it up just because it's a hard to find bowl. It's not worth that much, but considering I do a lot of this picking and I come across a lot of bowls and go to a lot of thrift stores and auctions and stuff, and the fact I've only seen it twice, knew I had to pick it up. Even for $5, it was still a good buy. I know some people really do like the Pyrex and Corningware stuff that I pick up. So those two pieces are really good. Lots of sweatshirts here. Got stuff on the floor now, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more thrifting videos just like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.